Faith, you will introduce yourself, your school, and where it is located. You have 3 minutes to make for us a very good story.
Thank you. My name is Ichiriza Pamela Faith, and I stand before you to tell you a story about the running man. And I am from a school called Parental Care Nursery and Primary School, found in Bushenyi district. Kawalega was a boy in my class who would participate in tournaments and would come back victorious. He would win medals and trophies. Because of that, we even nicknamed him Kiprotich. And even that, he was faster than Kiprotich. So, one day, our class teacher encouraged him to run for the post of class monitor. He won by over 90 votes. One day, Blair was bribing Kawalega with sweets and biscuits. So, some other children also realized it and also started bribing him. Our class lost order. It was full of commotion. It was even the noisiest in the whole class. So one day, our class teacher asked himself, why is the class making noise yet it has a good class monitor? So he went there and investigated. He saw children bribing Kawalega, and that is when he realized children were bribing Kawalega. So he was demoted from his post of being a class monitor. And he was suspended, not only one day, but one whole week. His class teacher was so annoyed at him, and his father was furious. So he decided for him to spend that 1 week of suspension at his aunt's place. On his way to his aunt's place, a traffic officer stopped the taxi he was traveling in because it was overspeeding and overloaded. So, Kawalega saw the conductor pushing his arm into his pocket and pulling out a 5,000 shilling note and handing it over to the traffic officer. No sooner had the traffic officer let the taxi go, it was involved in an accident. Kawalega was injured. He was in need of surgery. But luckily, he was rushed to the hospital. But the doctors refused to work on him because his aunt had not yet paid some money. After a few minutes, his father brought some money and paid the doctor.
Okay, your time is done.
Thank you so much. Those were the participants from storytelling. Over to you, Madam MC. We shall go out for deliberation.
Do we deserve another round or what? More of it or? Guys, the young people of Uganda are seriously understanding topics and expressing them, you better be ready. We are coming. Thank you very much, storytelling panel and the storytellers. Those were amazing performances. At a point, I almost wanted to ask how old some of these students are, but I think it is true, age is just a number. Next, we are going to be having a speech from Mrs. Mbatude Elizabeth, the Assistant Commissioner, Department of Basic Education from the Ministry of Education and Sports, representing the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education and Sports. A round of applause as we welcome her. You're welcome, Madam.
I salute you all, the honorable members of Parliament, the head of State House and Corruption Unit, the Executive Director, PPDA, representative from the Office of the Auditor General, the head of GIZ, the National Debate Council, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely privileged to be here as part of this gathering. Greatly appreciate the organizers for the invitation. As you've already heard, I'm Mbatude Elizabeth, Assistant Commissioner in the Department of Basic Education. I work with Ministry of Education and Sports. I'm standing in for the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Education and Sports, Miss Kate Ramaro, who is unable to be here due to an emergency case. She has not been able to skip. Nevertheless, she sends her warmest greetings and wishes you an eventful and memorable Uganda's most prestigious school speech, debate championship, grand finale here today on the floor of the Parliament of Uganda. Allow me first of all to commend the efforts of the National Debate Council in partnership with the Inspectorate of Government, State House and Corruption Unity, the PPDA, Netherlands Embassy, Educational Development Partners, and the Office of the Auditor General, whose main purpose is to deepen transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption among